The moment that changed everything for Carlos Alcaraz in the Queen's final against Jiri Lehecka, it was regrettable. Carlos Alcaraz didn't have it easy to overcome Jiri Lehecka, 7-5, 6-7, 6-2, and lift his fifth trophy of the 2025 season at the ATP 500 London, HSBC Championships Queens 2025. The Mercian, relentless with his serve for most of the match, complicated things in the second set tiebreak, where a double fault forced him to go to a deciding set to defeat the Czech. "It's a fantastic feeling," said Carlos Alcaraz in his flash interview before lifting his second trophy at Queens, having completed the win over Jiri Lehecka. "It's been an incredibly positive and amazing week. Winning titles and tournaments is always nice, and here at Queens it's even more special. That's already 2 victories, and in a week where I had no expectations at all, really," he said regarding the always playful Grasscarrot's comments or his grass mode after the second win in Paris. "I just came here trying to feel comfortable on grass. Lifting this trophy is something very, very special." From there, he recalled the toughest moment of the clash. "That second set was tough. Going in at 5-5 and suddenly hitting a double fault was quite disappointing. I had been serving really well up until that point, but then I stopped getting first serves in, I hit that double fault. It was regrettable, because I was controlling the match, always holding serve in that set, I was feeling really good." But as always, Alcaraz relied on the mentality that is already turning him into a true legend. "I tried to use that second set as a push to do things well in the third. Keep a positive dynamic, think calmly, stay clear-minded, reset, start from scratch, stay composed, and play my best tennis. That was a great moment of the week, being able to turn things around," he concluded. Carlos Alcaraz responds about his relationship with Emma Raducanu. Carlos Alcaraz, the rising tennis star, and Emma Raducanu, the British sensation, are stirring up the tennis world with their unexpected partnership for mixed doubles at the upcoming 2025 US Open. But what really caused a buzz was Raducanu's surprise appearance at the Queen's Club Championships to support Alcaraz in an exciting semi-final match against Roberto Bautista Agut. In a post-match press conference, Alcaraz expressed his happiness over Raducanu's presence, admitting that he was focused on the match and only learned about her attendance through social media. "I'm just happy she came to support, to watch my match. Yeah, I think it was great to have her in the stands," shared Alcaraz. This unexpected show of support has led fans to talk about the camaraderie between the two young talents. The excitement doesn't stop there, as Alcaraz revealed his desire to return the favor by watching Raducanu compete in Eastbourne or Wimbledon if his tight schedule allows. Despite being competitors on court, the camaraderie and mutual respect between Alcaraz and Raducanu are palpable, adding a fresh dynamic to the tennis scene. As Raducanu prepares to return to the court in Eastbourne after a forced break due to injury, Alcaraz faced Jiri Lehecka in the final of the ATP 500 event after a hard-fought semi-final win. The stage is set for an intense showdown between the two talented players, with fans eagerly awaiting the outcome. As the tennis world looks forward to future clashes and collaborations between Carlos Alcaraz and Emma Raducanu, one thing is certain: these two young stars are redefining sportsmanship and camaraderie in tennis, captivating fans with their talent both on and off the court. They can't believe how much money Alcaraz has earned after winning Queens. Carlos Alcaraz started the season with the disappointment of falling once again in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open, the only Grand Slam missing from his trophy cabinet. He also had a scare during the clay court swing, receiving muscle warnings in both thighs, in the right adductor and left hamstring. But nothing has slowed his path. He began to bounce back after admitting he had hit rock bottom following his loss in Miami at the end of March to Belgian David Goffin. On clay, he found redemption. Champion in Monte Carlo, Rome, and Roland Garros, finalist in Barcelona, where muscle issues prevented him from competing for the title won by Danish player Holger Rune, and which later caused him to withdraw from Madrid. He now has 18 consecutive wins, 5 titles after capturing his second ATP 500 Queens title by beating Czech Jiri Lehecka in the final. He regains dominance on grass, a surface where he already reigned in 2023, which preceded his later triumph at Wimbledon. All this is reflected in the world ranking, where he is on track to dethrone Jannik Sinner during the North American swing in August and September, but also in Carlos Alcaraz's bank account. At 22 years and 1 month old, he is on track to become one of the top tennis earners in prize money. The ATP and his peers can't believe his meteoric rise, even though he's making the extraordinary seem ordinary. At Queens, he received a check, before taxes, for €471,755. It's not the 2.5 million euros from Roland Garros, but it helps him cross the 45 million euro mark in total ATP earnings, solidifying his 7th place on the all-time list. So far this season, he has surpassed the 7 million euro mark, and we're not even halfway through the year. These numbers multiply when including endorsements, exhibitions, and appearance fees, categories where star players often earn more than from regular tour events. Carlos Alcaraz is on fire just 1 week away from the start of Wimbledon, which has announced record prize money for 2025. If he wins a 3rd consecutive trophy there, he'll take home £3 million, around 3.5 million euros. Alcaraz's words after conquering the Queen's Tournament: "I had to reset and show my best tennis." The Spanish tennis player lost the 2nd set in the tiebreak and needed a 3rd to win the match. Carlos Alcaraz continues reaching new milestones in his career by winning the prestigious Queen's Tournament in London, securing his first grass court title of the season. With this achievement, the young Mercian reaffirms his status as one of the brightest prospects in global tennis. The final, played against Czech lehecka, was an intense duel in which Alcaraz demonstrated his ability to recover from tough moments and bring out his best tennis on a surface where he is still looking to establish himself. With the Queen's title in hand, he heads into Wimbledon with momentum. The tournament's final was not easy for the Spaniard. Though he started off strong by winning the first set 7-5, Alcaraz faced a tough challenge in the second, losing it 6-7 after a tight tiebreak. However, the Mercian managed to stay calm, mentally reset, and regain control in the 3rd set, which he won comfortably 6-2. With a strong serve and a powerful forehand as his best weapons, he neutralized his opponent's attempts to fight back and sealed the victory. After the match, the Spaniard reflected on how the match unfolded and the difficulties he faced. "It was tough to lose the 2nd set, a bit disappointing with the double fault because I was serving well. It was difficult because I was controlling the match and feeling great. That 2nd set could have been a boost for him, but I tried to stay positive and calm. I reset my mind, started from scratch, and kept playing good tennis," Alcaraz said, visibly satisfied with how he handled the situation. The Queen's Tournament holds special meaning for the young Spaniard, who acknowledged how important it is to claim such a victory in his career. "It feels great, it's been a very positive and amazing week. Winning tournaments is always great. Doing it at Queen's is a bit special, for the 2nd time in my career. It was a week in which I didn't have many expectations. I came just to feel comfortable on grass, and winning it is special for me and my team," he explained. Alcaraz also emphasized the effort and work behind this new title, assuring it means a lot to him and his team. "Winning this trophy is special to me. I'm happy to do it again," he said emotionally. With this victory, the Mercian not only gains confidence but also strengthens his preparation ahead of Wimbledon, the 3rd Grand Slam of the year, where he'll look to continue making history. Alcaraz's speed, power, and hunger for titles were key to this victory. Although Lehecka tried to counter with drop shots at the net, the Spaniard showed patience and composure to wait for the right moment to break his rival's serve. This title at Queen's once again proves his versatility and ability to adapt to different surfaces, establishing him as a favorite in major tournaments. After triumphing in London, Alcaraz now sets his sights on the challenge of Wimbledon, where he hopes to reaffirm his dominance and keep making his mark in the tennis world. Carlos Alcaraz is already the Spanish player with the best grass court record. Believe it or not, Carlos Alcaraz is already the Spanish player with the best grass court record at just 22 years old. The Mercian, world number 2, expanded his collection by winning the ATP Queen's 2025 final against Jiri Lehecka. He now has 4 titles on the surface, 2 at Wimbledon and 2 at Queen's, and he didn't even come into this tournament with high expectations. How much money does Alcaraz earn for winning Queen's? The player from El Palmar takes home a check for €471,755, compared to the €253,790 earned by Lehecka, the finalist. Carlos Alcaraz leaves Queen's with 500 more points in his annual tally, strengthening his position as the best player of the season. He leads the 2025 race with a 2,240-point advantage over Jannik Sinner, his closest challenger. Alcaraz takes home a cash prize of €471,755, compared to €253,790 for Jiri Lehecka, the runner-up. The Czech player adds 330 more points, placing him in the current season's top 20. Carlitos is the leader this season in several categories: matches won, 42, titles, 5, and also earnings. He has already amassed €6,440,383. Alcaraz: "It feels great when rivals are amazed by my shots." Spanish player Carlos Alcaraz said that it feels great when his rivals are amazed or congratulate him on his shots. The Mercian, who qualified for the Queen's final this Saturday after defeating Roberto Bautista, received praise from the player from Castiglione after an incredible point in the first set, a scene that has become common in his matches. The Mercian, who qualified for the Queen's final this Saturday after defeating Roberto Bautista, received praise from the player from Castiglione after an incredible point in the first set, a scene that has become common in his matches. It depends on how the score is too. Today it was on the set point to win the first set. I'm glad they enjoyed or were amazed by the shot I made. Those kinds of plays, we try to make them happen, we look for those moments. They are moments I love to execute, and that's why I enjoy playing tennis. It feels great when rivals are amazed by my shots, said the Spaniard in a press conference. This Sunday, Alcaraz will play the Queen's final against Jiří Lehecka, potentially becoming the second Spaniard in history to win this title twice, after Feliciano Lopez, who did it in 2017 and 2019. It's great to be back in a final, it's special for me to play here at Queen's. I feel good. My confidence is very high and, as I've said before, the more you win, the more confident you become. I hope to feel even better tomorrow. With the victory against Bautista, Alcaraz has become the third player in history to reach 250 wins, the fastest, only behind John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors. I'm really happy to join the group of legends and to be the third fastest to 250 wins. It's incredible. We don't pay much attention to stats, but once we know them, it feels great, he said.